inquiry has been going on pertaining to why some players missed the list. A lot of people have added emotions. A lot of people are adding theories. But we are here to tell you the data stories. Now, let's get into it. So the team is currently in Wales. They're having a swell time. In this picture, you can see Nyama, you can also see Gideon. You can see the man himself, the boss. Yeah, that's why he has a cap with the boss inscribed on it. Coach Carlos Queiroz. You can see 3 goalkeepers. You can see Patrick Annan, Agbeshi, and certainly Benjamin Asari. And you've got the ever troublesome gentleman who always scores belters. Yes, Fatal Ishahaku. So this is just a cross section of the team. This photo was actually taken today. Now let's get into it and also get into the actual list. So for the list, we got a very interesting color soiree. So let me help you with the color breakdown. So all the purple, they are goalkeepers. All the gray kind of color, they are defenders. All the red, midfielders. All the yellow, attackers or strikers. Very simple color coding. Now let's get into the name. So Benjamin Asari makes the list. He plays for Hearts of Oak. Lawrence Atizigi plays for St. Gallen. Joseph Annan, St. Patrick's Athletic. Solomon Agbesi, Hearts of Oak. Paul Riverson, Ajax. So he's the youngest person there. That's he's 19 years old in that regard. Now, Baba Rahman makes a return to the team after a long while out. Baba Rahman is back in the team. He plays for PAOK, yes, and then Gideon Mensah also back in the squad. Ajax, sorry, Auxerre. Marvin Senyaya also plays for Auxerre. So Auxerre has the biggest squad contingent in this team. They've got 1, 2, and then 3. He's the captain for Auxerre, actually. We'll get to him. Rems gave us Ali Duseidu, Raul Baokano. So Abdul Mumin, this gentleman is currently not in the squad with them today. He's playing in the Conference League final tonight. And then you've also got Jerome Opoku, Istanbul Başakşehir, and you've got Jonas Ajete, who got relegated with his team, Wolfsburg, and flew to join the guys in Wales. And you've also got Kojo Opon Pepra. He's also not with the squad as it stands because just yesterday, they played the first leg of their relegation, qualifier, trying to get out of that spot. If they lose the next game, so the first game ended 0-0 against Saint-Etienne. And we also have another Saint-Etienne player here. So these two, so 1, 2, 3 are currently not in the squad. Yes, so 1, 2, 3 currently not in the squad. Number 4, Antoine Semenyo is also yet to join because he was celebrating with his team, Manchester City. But let's get to it. Kojo Opon-Pepra, he plays for Nice. And then Alexander Jiku also not yet with the squad because he's still having to journey from Russia. You've also got Elisha Owusu, Thomas Partey. We've not yet seen him, but so far the narrative about Partey joining the team has been very problematic for me from one of my favorite portals. And I'm not really having the narrative. I really don't like it, but hey, that's where we find ourselves. Kwesi Sibo, his team also got relegated, and he's in the squad. And Augustin Boache, he is in Ligue 2, trying to get to Ligue 1 with his team, Saint-Etienne. Now, Caleb Uenchi, he's in the squad. He was FC Neugeland's Player of the Year. And now, guess what? Formerly under Coach Otuado, Caleb Uenchi would have been named in the defenders, but now he has been taken into midfield. That's a plus. Abdul Fattah Ishahaku being named as a midfielder gives me a bit of a worry, but we'll get into it. Kamal Dean Suleimana, who is also a very serious topic and hot topic here. We'll get into him. So Christopher Babonsu coming through. Ernest Nyama also just playing 32 minutes of football so far this season. Makes the squad. Antoine Semenyo, yes, excellent player there. And Brandon Thomas Asante also makes it. Prince Kwabnedu makes it. Iñaki Williams makes it. Jordan Ayew makes it. My problem with this particular list is Jordan Ayew does not play for Leicester City anymore. So why did they put Leicester City here? We'll leave it for another time. We just say it's, an oversight. But now, why 5 goalkeepers? Let me break it down for you. So this is a World Cup preparation camp from May 25th to just June 2nd. So for now, they are keeping 5 goalkeepers, and the players here, still, a couple will be dropped. A couple will be dropped. And I can tell you on authority, Ghana is not going to be taking 5 goalkeepers to the World Cup. No. So Ghana will not be taking 5 goalkeepers to the World Cup. At most 4. Minimum 3. I'm not saying no, but at most 4. Minimum 3. So let's see what happens. So it's just for training purposes and familiarization with the team. Let's be guided that England would actually carry more players than what they put out. Yes. So I know a couple of the players who would be going with the team to the United States just to train with them, but are not part of the lineup. Yeah, that actually happens, and that's what. Now let's get to the topic. So Baba Rahman is in, and Derek Kohn is out of the team. That's the big question. Why did Baba Rahman come? Is it that he has been away for close to a couple of years? He did not play in the qualifiers. Now that it has cooked, he's coming to eat. Kohn, we went through the struggles to get him to change his nationality to Ghana. Now we've got him to where we need him. He's not here. Let's understand the data. So let's start this way. What are their ages? So Baba Rahman plays in the Greek league, and then Kohn plays in the Bundesliga. We'll leave that for another discussion. So you understand that one. Now let's get to it. So 31 years for Baba Rahman, a left back. 27 years for Derek Kohn. So now check out the heights. Kohn is slightly taller than Baba Rahman. Market value. Kohn, much more expensive than Baba Rahman because of his age and also the league he plays in. So Kohn plays for Union Berlin, as it's pronounced, yes, Union Berlin, and Baba Rahman plays for PAOK. Now you look at their ratings for the season so far, it's extremely close, but Baba Rahman beats Kohn to it by just the 0.08 as it sounds. Now let's look at their season's heat map. It's very fantastic. The season has ended. Now, Baba Rahman's heat map is very similar to that of Kohn. So they are both extremely similar players. But this is where it gets interesting. Derek Kohn can give you the options of taking a corner kick. Baba Rahman does not give you that option. Wonderful. Let's check out minutes per game. So Baba Rahman was playing more minutes per game compared to Derek Kohn. In effect, this made it possible for Baba Rahman to have played total more minutes than Derek Kohn. But with matches played, Kohn has played more matches than Baba Rahman. Why is it so? Because of this here. So when Baba Rahman is playing, he's playing more minutes than Kohn. So despite the fact that Kohn has played more games than Baba Rahman has played more minutes. Fantastic. Let's get into more things. Now let's look at their defenders, but you know, it looks like we'll be setting up in a way that we'll be needing our fullbacks to be running. So let's check out their attacks. So when it comes to goals, Baba Rahman has scored 2 goals in the Greek league, and Kohn has scored 1 in the Bundesliga. I really have a story to tell you about expected goals. So me adding it to this list gave me a little bit of issue, but I'll need to add it as well. So expected goals, Kohn was expected to score more goals. Baba Rahman was expected to score less, but scored more. Wonderful. Goals per game, we know that is not their forte, but they would need to get up, passes on. So let's check. Both of them had 2 assists, and both of them had expected assists. Actually, Kohn's team looks to have been set up in a very interesting way for them to have had more assists, but they did not go that way. Big chances created. Kohn created 1 more big chance than the man Baba Rahman. So it is beginning to balance out. But let's remember the ages. One is 31, the other is 27. So let's continue. Now, let's check out their defending. They are defenders. That is where we need them the most. How many interceptions are they making? Baba Rahman is making more interceptions than Derek Kohn. How many tackles are they putting in per game? It is equal. How many times are they dribbled past? It looks like, in this case, Baba Rahman is dribbled past more, despite he putting in more tackles. And also trying to get more interceptions. Short block, they are evened out. Clearances, Baba Rahman is bambooing the ball more than Kohn. This again also, you might say that, oh, the teams play in a different shape, but we are trying to compare their general statistic. Let's go on. Other things that we need to look at. We don't really need dribbles from our backs, but we'll check it out. So the successful dribbles, Arthur Kohn is leading in that chart. Ground duels won. That is where my issue is. Because they would have a lot of pressure coming their way. They would have a lot of wingers running at them. Saka will be coming back. Then you see, ground duels won. Derek Arthur Kohn misses out by just 0.1 to the man, Baba Rahman. Now, you check out aerial duels won, and it's surprising that the shorter man, which is Baba Rahman, has won more aerial duels than the taller Derek Arthur Kohn. Now, you also check out fouls, and Baba Rahman is, okay, Arthur Kohn is fouling more than Baba Rahman, and Baba Rahman is also, they are actually getting fouled almost similar. Now, very interesting. So now that we understand these statistics, is it acceptable that Baba Rahman is going, or you still want Arthur Kohn to have gone because he played a bit in the qualifiers? That is the data that we have for you. Now, quickly, let's get into other stories. One huge one also is the missing John Paintsil. So John Paintsil is not in the squad, and everybody is going haywire. But let's check out a couple of players who made the squad ahead of John Paintsil. Evans out, then I'll tell you why. Joseph Paintsil, sorry, and I'll tell you why. So John Paintsil is also in the camp. Big shout outs to the big man. Last time I saw him, he was pumping balls. He's part of the technical team. Yeah. So Joseph Paintsil, I should add, we need to understand why he did not make the list. I'll tell you some quick story at the end of the statistics. But let's check out Kamaldeen Sulemana and then Joseph Paintsil, who are both forwards. Yes. And this is their season this year. So much younger Kamaldeen Sulemana, he has been playing for the Black Stars for 6 years and has got a goal and was assisted by Joseph Paintsil. Wonderful comparison. 28 years for Joseph, 24 for Kamaldeen, and Kamaldeen actually is taller than Joseph, and Kamaldeen's market value is higher than Joseph Paintsil. He plays for LA Galaxy and he plays for Atalanta. But look at their ratings for the season so far. That's where it begins to get interesting. So Joseph Paintsil edges out on that. Now let's check out their season's heat map. Look at how dispersed it is for Joseph Paintsil, and look at how coagulated this is for Kamaldeen Sulemana. Now, an additional thing is Joseph Paintsil is actually having a lot of touches in the box, because for his team, they have deployed him much more as a center forward who is drifting in from the left-hand side. So in actual fact, he's playing in the kind of way that Kylian Mbappe likes to play. Drift off this side and come here into the center to try and finish. But for Kamaldeen, he's your correct winger. He'll run all the way, and he sometimes need to be stopped by other implements on the side. But you look at minutes per game, and then again, Joseph Paintsil is playing more minutes than the man Kamaldeen. However, the MLS is at almost midpoint, so he has played 11 games, and he has played 25 out of the possible that he had to play in the league this season. Now, we check out attacking. That is what we need for these guys. So despite playing fewer games, Joseph Paintsil has scored more goals than Kamaldeen. Okay. Expected goals still has more. Okay, goals per game has it more. Oh, shots off targets, and then, wow, he has it more because he's shooting and he's getting a lot more. Oh, shots on target also has it more. Now, big chances missed. He has missed more, and he has missed fewer because he's not even getting in the box. Okay, let's get it. Assist. He's leading in assists. So Kamaldeen played 25 games in the league to get 2 goals, 1 assist. That's what the data is telling us. Let's move on. Now, let's look at their defending, because I've heard a couple of guys say that Joseph Paintsil is being dropped or excluded because he doesn't defend. All right. Now, let's check out their interceptions. He's defending and intercepting more balls. He's tackling more. Oh, he's being dribbled. He's not being dribbled past in that regard. He's not clearing. Okay. But he's not, he's intercepting more and putting in more tackles. What else do you expect from an attacker? We'll get into it. Now, other interesting statistics. So, successful dribbles. He's dribbling and getting more successful at dribbles. He's also tackling more and winning more ground duels. So, where does that whole defending school of thought come in for me? I don't get it. Anyways, quickly, let's check out this particular one and then we'll move on. So, Ernest Nuamah came back from injury and he's also a forward. He's 22 years, he's 28 years. We know all this part. But Ernest Nuamah has played 28 minutes of football this entire season because of his ACL. So we'll not get into all the other stats for him. But then again, there's this thought that Joseph Paintsil was omitted, likely because of where he's being deployed now as a center forward. And when you come into the Black Stars, you look at the center forwards available in this team, and then we compare Joseph Paintsil to them. Is Joseph Paintsil going to get ahead of Iñaki Williams? Is Joseph Paintsil going to get ahead of Jordan Ayew? Is Joseph Paintsil going to get ahead of Brandon Thomas Asante, who was exceptional for Coventry? Is Joseph Paintsil going to get ahead of Antoine Semenyo? Is Joseph Paintsil going to get in ahead of Christopher Babosu or Prince Edu Kwabna? That is where the question lies. That is where the question lies. So it looks like where exactly they would have loved to play him, there are people who show up more for the national team when they play under the colors of Ghana. Let's leave out Iñaki and Antoine Semenyo in this case because I know that's the argument people are going to pull up. But in that forward position for Ghana, who would you pick? So I'm not defending, but I'm trying to find reasons. I have used data to actually give a case for Joseph Paintsil's addition. But the man Carlos Queiroz made a call and left out Joseph Paintsil. Guess what? Only 2 goalkeepers from Hearts of Oak made the trip. No quota system, no GPL player, outfield player in there.